What's going on, legends? This is your motivation guy, Keith Allen, and today we're going to be breaking down some of the top gun loadouts in Season 9 of Apex Legends. And so the weapons we're going to talk about today are going to perform well in a variety of situations. They're easy to find and should be stable loadouts to use throughout this rank split. We have tons of Apex content coming out your way this season, so make sure that you are subbed to the channel and do not miss out. You guys ready for today? Let's get this going. Season 9 shook up the Apex community by introducing the starter kit, which includes white armors, white helmets, and white knockdown shields. Alright guys, so with this armor comes a little bit of healing. You get 2 shields and 2 syringes off drop. With this increased survivability, a lot of the loadouts that we're going to cover are going to perform well at range, but have an SMG or shotgun for those close quarter engagements. Okay, so along with the starter kits, we also received a new weapon and new ammo. The Bocek bow and its arrows. Okay, so this new weapon is extremely strong at the moment, even after the recent nerfs. The 10 base damage nerf and drawback speed aren't enough to bring this legendary weapon down. Okay, so talking more about the Bocek. Okay, so this weapon is ridiculous. This thing can put out so much damage so fast and so silently. You can shoot at your opponents without letting them know where you're even shooting them from. This weapon's ability to deal damage to enemies without alerting everyone around you is honestly terrifying. It puts a lot of arrows down range very quickly, and most times the people that they're going towards don't even have time to react. This weapon, coupled with anything close range, is honestly going to get the job done. Currently, is doing 70 to the body with a fully charged shot and 123 to the head without a helmet. It has 2 hop-ups available to it. Shatter Caps turns it into a shotgun-esque weapon, and the Deadeye's Tempo hop-up, which allows you to time your shots with the weapon, causing it to fire faster. We personally feel the EVA 8, being a more consistent shotgun, is the right pickup as the secondary, but truly, with all 4 shotguns being on the ground, it's really up to you and what you're comfortable with. On top of this, you could also run an R99 or a Volt. The Bocek is a great long-range option, but falls short up close, even with Shatter Caps. From our experience, you might as well not even put Shatter Caps on the Bocek, even if you do manage to find it. The Bocek pairs really well with any shotgun or SMG. The Bocek is really overpowered when you put a 2x or 3x HCOG on top of it. Try it out for yourself and watch your RP increase instantly. Okay guys, so the next loadout that we're going to take a look at is the 30-30 repeater coupled with the R99 or the alternator. Last season, the 30-30 repeater was expected upon release to be a meta-changing weapon, but unfortunately, it was just slightly disappointing. So with the recent patch the 30-30 received, the leg damage increase as well as an ADS straight speed increase to be faster than snipers but slower than assault rifles. These changes, along with the Shatter Caps hop-up, make it a very reliable weapon at range, and even a surprisingly painful one in close quarters. The R99 as well as the alternator remain untouched from Season 8. Both are very consistent, with the alternator coming ahead slightly only due to its lower fire rate and easier to control recoil pattern. The R99 is still going to put enemies down quicker than almost any gun in close quarters. However, if you're not as accurate, you're going to find yourself losing fights more often than you will with the alternator. If you don't like either the R99 or the alternator, then we suggest trying the Volt over a shotgun, since the Shatter Caps will allow the 30-30 to act as a shotgun. This loadout is going to give you guys, very high burst damage at range and multiple options for annihilating opponents' close quarters. At one time considered the bread and butter of Apex Legends, the R301 Peacekeeper combo is going to be making a return this season for sure. The R301 has always been one of the most well-rounded assault rifles. Great accuracy, good damage, and a solid rate of fire have always kept it at the top of its category. The R301 has a very easily controlled recoil pattern and handles very well medium to long range with the right optics. So we normally go for a 2x Bruiser or a 3x Ranger, but you can even make a 1x HCOG and 1x Hollow work if you're struggling to find a 2x or 3x. So this gun has a fantastic hipfire and really puts a lot of bullets downrange quickly. Okay guys, so keep in mind, all assault rifles have had a headshot damage nerf this season, but we're not sure that's going to have much effect on the overall performance of this weapon, due to its many redeeming qualities. Close range, the hipfire damage is definitely going to be affected by the headshot nerf, but that's where your Peacekeeper comes in. The Peacekeeper received a lot of changes when it was swapped from a care package weapon back to a ground loot weapon. Anyone who loved the Peacekeeper before it went into the care package will fall back in love again. The current version of the Peacekeeper resembles that of Season 5, so be ready to freak out every time you see it on the ground. It had a damage reduction, but with the precise choke being included with the weapon, it will still be very dangerous in a bubble fight or any close range situation. Overall, this loadout may be the strongest and most meta build that we discuss. But only time will tell as the season plays out and balance changes come into play. Okay guys, so another assault rifle that's very strong with the recent recoil changes is the Havoc. So the Havoc fills the same gap as the R301 does, so if you find yourself unable to find an R3, consider picking up the Havoc. If you haven't given it a try with the recent changes, pick it up and you're going to be happily surprised. Okay guys, so moving forward, we're going to talk about the king of Season 8, the Spitfire. So it boasts not only the largest standard magazine size, but it also recently had a buff in the damage category. This weapon more than likely will be found at least one person in every squad during Season 9. It has an amazingly good hip-fire accuracy, with the only nerf having been an increase to recoil in the beginning of each magazine. Spitfire with the purple magazine holds 50 shots after the recent nerfs and does 19 damage to the body. It's an incredibly strong gun right now and should allow you to be a dominating force in close to medium range engagements. However, the long range is where this gun kind of falls off. With heavy ammos, higher drop-off, and the nerf to the recoil, this weapon can be extremely hard to control in long-range fights. This is why we recommend guys running a G7 or any sniper as a secondary. Since the Spitfire has so many bullets and does incredible damage, you don't need an SMG or shotgun as a backup. Rather, we recommend any of the sniper options. Keep in mind though, if you do decide to go with the charged rifle, you'll have to pay attention to how much ammo you're holding, since the Spitfire and charged rifle go through a lot of ammo. If you can hold on to enough ammo or hit your shots, this combination can be devastating for a new or experienced player. If you read the patch notes and got worried, don't be. The Spitfire is still incredibly strong and it isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, so another go-to loadout back when Apex originally came out was the Wingman Peacekeeper combo. The Wingman, with the newly buffed headshot damage factor, is really starting to feel like the old school Wingman. This is one of the few guns that when you pick it up, it's just ready to roll. You don't need a heavy mag on it right away because the amount of damage that it outputs allows you to knock anybody with one mag, as long as you hit your shots. This gun excels in close and long range with its accuracy and damage output. And so being patient with your shots with this gun really opens up opportunities for your team to just get early armor breaks and even knocks in some situations. The Wingman's ability to be used close range and long range is also why we've gone with the Peacekeeper for your secondary. The precision choke allows you to clean up those longer range breaks and continue pumping out the damage at close range if someone decides to push you. If the Peacekeeper isn't to your liking, then feel free to swap to any of the other shotguns, as they're just extremely viable now, even the Mozambique. Keep in mind though, the Mozam is still the weakest of the four. One of the last things to note about this combo is that you have to be very precise, alright? In the right hands, this combination can be overpowered, but it requires a lot of precision. So get into the firing range, practice hitting those precise shots, and you're gonna get your 4K damage badge in no time. Okay guys, so the final loadout that we're going to take a look at is the G7 Scout coupled with the Volt SMG or EVA 8 shotgun. This is going to be one of the most consistent loadouts you're going to see running Apex. Not only is it a top pick in rank mode, but it's also one of the most frequently run loadouts in competitive Apex. The G7 has been on top of the medium to long range category for a long time, and that hasn't changed. What has changed though is the hipfire, receiving a sizable nerf in Season 9. The gun is still incredible when ADSing at long ranges, but you can definitely feel the difference when hip firing. It's still an okay swap if you need it close range, but you definitely don't want to rely on it like you could before. This is why we recommend the Volt as a secondary. It's just easily one of the most consistent SMGs in the game with an easy to control recoil pattern and high DPS. Energy ammo can be a hard thing to come by sometimes, but you won't need much to see a lot of damage output. Another secondary option for the G7 Scout is the EVA 8 shotgun, with its high DPS and large magazine for close range fights. Shotgun ammo also stacks very nicely in the inventory, leaving you plenty of room for your ammo, heals, and nades. Okay, to summarize this loadout, find a G7 Scout with either of these secondaries, the right optics, and get ready to become the champion squad. All right, guys, give these loadouts a go, and I promise you're gonna be on your way to masters and beyond, all right? And so with the right attachments and the weapons that we talked about in this video, I know you're going to do great. If you guys liked the video, make sure to sub to the channel because we have so much more great content coming out. And if you wanna connect with me on my Instagram, you can connect with me at Your Motivation Guy. So proud of you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.